Welcome into Steelers Talk Live, Yenzers. My name is Jack Sperry. I am coming to you from Chat Sports Studios here in Dallas, Texas. Thanks for showing up today to talk some Steelers football with us. NFL free agency has been a little bit crazy for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've made some big moves. We just had some news about some restricted free agency tenders. Turns out the Steelers aren't going to be tendering any of their restricted free agents this year. So Steven Sims, J.C. Hassenauer, Jeremy McNichols, and James Pierre are all going to be unrestricted free agents now. So that's the little bit of news that we have here at the top of the show. But if you're in the chat right now, get in the comment section, get in the chat, and tell me what's been the best signing for the Pittsburgh Steelers so far in free agency. They've had 5: Patrick Peterson, Damontae Kazee, Larry Ogunjobi, Nate Herbig, and then the linebacker from Washington. I'm blanking on his name, but I want to welcome in somebody that's brand new to Steelers Talk Live. Jeremy Chuggs is currently occupied, so we got Jack Lauderay as our producer here for today's show. Type Jack in the chat right now to welcome into Steelers Talk. Welcome to the live show here, Jack.
I am so happy to be here. Let me bump up my audio a little bit. Sorry, there we are. So happy to be here. Happy to be talking to everybody. I think it's going to be a good show.
Yes.
Jack and Jack
duo
is
We
here.
got the Jack and Jack duo here on Steelers Talk Live. I'm going to give some shout-outs here. Dominic says Jack. Okay, so he put that in there. I want to see who people have as the number one signing. Dominic has Patrick Peterson. Let's see, who else has gotten in there? Matt Hyde has said Ogunjobi. Chase Jackson said Cole. It's Cole Holcomb, by the way, the linebacker from Washington that I was blanking on earlier. Sea Dogs, 12. Patrick Peterson. Jerry Kirkland says Patrick Peterson. Young Noticeable says definitely linebacker, so Cole Holcomb. Pat P. Corey O'Connell says Pat P. here. Not Webb's World says KZ. Briscoe Buck says Pat P. It seems like a lot of people are digging the Patrick Peterson signing, and so do I, guys. I think Patrick Peterson, I think that signing is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to see what he can do as a Pittsburgh Steeler. I think that he's going to be a great fit. I think that he's a ball hawk, man. With the pass rush that the Pittsburgh Steelers have with Cam Hayward, T.J. Watt, and Alex Highsmith, Patrick Peterson, even though he's going to be 33 years old last season with the Minnesota Vikings on a terrible defense, he had 5 interceptions and had the second best coverage grade, according to Pro Football Focus, of his career. So this guy can still play. He's going to be the cornerback 1 of the Pittsburgh Steelers heading into next season. And right now, I want to give some Twitter shout-outs to some of the people that followed me on Twitter. My promise to you guys is that if you follow me on Twitter, I will give you a shout-out right here at the beginning of every single Steelers live show. So let's have some shout-outs here. Thank you to Heinz Field Never Broke Again, and Nene Sharda, I hope I'm saying that right, Safe Word, Pineapple, Angelia, Dorian, John Ruark, and then a couple more here. We got C. Higgs, Stiller Fan. Okay, we're gonna get to the other Twitter followers here in a second. We need to fix the graphic real quick, but go ahead and use this time to follow me on Twitter. I'm at Jack_Sperry. If you want a shout out on next week's Steelers live show, go ahead, go to Twitter right now while we're fixing that graphic, and I'll give you a shout out on next week's live show. So I want to go back, give a couple more shout outs here while producer Jack fixes a graphic here. I want to see. So Colin Dillon says Cole Holcomb. Let's see. Truth Teller Brand says Larry Ogunjobi. Brandon Walker said Patrick Peterson. And okay, so producer Jack is in my ear telling me that we have the other Twitter follower shout-outs here. So we had C. Higgs, Stiller Fan, Greg Palladina, and Chris Hale, and Pedro Andrade. I hope I'm probably butchering that, but thank you anyway for the follow, guys. So let's get into what's going to be on today's Steelers Talk Live show, because this is our free agency special, so I want to let you guys know what we got in store. So if there's breaking news here, if the Steelers sign a free agent here over the course of the next hour and a half, 2 hours, however long this stream is, we are going to have a segment here breaking down the contract details, breaking down how that player fits into the Steelers system. So if there's breaking news, we're going to have that for you here on Steelers Talk. And then we got a free agency recap recap to start out the show. We're going to recap every single signing, every single move, every single cut the Pittsburgh Steelers have made so far, just to kind of catch you guys up in case you have missed anything. And then, of course, we have the weekly Steelers Live mailbag. And the way that you get a question on the Steelers Live mailbag is that you use hashtag Steelers along with your question in the chat. Or you can super chat and you can skip the line. So the way I like to say this, guys, it's like fast pass at Disney World, right? You go to Disney World, you can wait in line. You can wait 2 or 3 hours to ride the rock and roller coaster or whatever. But if you want to skip the line, you want a faster line experience, you can get right up to the top there by super chatting. And we got a great list of super chat items today, but we're going to get to those in just a second. But first, name a player you want the Steelers to sign in free agency right now, guys. Do it in the comment section. What's up, Jack? Yeah, I know I'm good, man. Yep. I mean, I'm just worried about these hot wings that I'm about to eat here, Jack. I'm a little bit worried that we're gonna get these super chats flowing. So get in the comment section right now and name a player that you want the Steelers to sign in free agency. Yeah, we can go into the super chat stuff now. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. The more that you guys super chat on the show today, it's going to be the longer show because right now we got limited studio space here at Chat Sports Studios. We got a lot of teams to cover. And right now, if you guys put in a ton of super chats, we can really extend this out. We can hang out. We can talk Steelers. But if we're not getting those super chats in, we're going to keep this relatively short today. But the good news is I have a great super chat menu for you guys to choose from here. We got a fiery one, producer Jack says. Any super chat's going to get a shout out here on the show. Of course, if you super chat and you have a question, it's going to be on today's mailbag. $5 is going to get you on our brand new Steelers Talk sign, guys. We got this awesome sign. I got my name on there right here. For a $5 one, you're going to get your name right here on the back. I have a gold Sharpie. You're going to put your name back there. If you want your name on the front alongside mine, you can put in a $25 super chat. And then for a $10 super chat, we are going to spin the wheel of heat. So today, producer Jack, we've cooked some great up for you guys today. So right now, I have three sauces in front of me and some chicken strips from Raising Cane's, not a sponsor, by the way. We got red hot buffalo. This is the extremely hot sauce from Frank's. And then we got mango habanero here from Buffalo Wild Wings. Right there, you can see on the wheel. There's one spot for the extra hot one. And there's a couple of slots there for mango habanero, and then the rest of them I have some cane sauce here. So a $10 super chat could get me in tears. Let's just put it that way, man. I do not handle heat well, so this is definitely something that I am not looking forward to. But for a $10 super chat, we will spin that wheel for you. And if we could go back to that super chat menu there, Jack, if you put in a $50 super chat, I will automatically have to take a bite of the extra hot sauce with the chicken strip there. It's not going to be fun whatsoever. But if you guys are willing to put in a $50 super chat, I am perfectly willing to do that for you guys. Cannot wait to do this. I can't wait to see what we can get here in the chat.
I will say for the people at home, Sperry already requested a cup of milk.
Yes.
We hadn't even started yet.
I have it ready.
And he was requesting a cup of milk. I'm a little scared for him, but if you want to see him in some pain.
Oh, we got a super chat here from Gary Reynolds, $5. He wants his name on the sign. We can make that happen for you, Gary, right now. We're going to put that on. We're going to get a bunch of names on this sign, guys, and then we'll probably auction it off at a later date. All right, so we got Gary Reynolds going on the sign. You're right there, Gary. You got there on the sign. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Can't wait to see how much we can rack up today. Like I said, the more super chats we get, the more that we are going to go live today. So if you want a long show, get those super chats in there. And then if you really feel decadent today, if you really want to cement your place in Steelers Live history, For a $500 Venmo here to my Venmo, I am at Jack-Sperry on Venmo. You will get a customized Steelers jersey, or we will get one, and I will wear it on the show. It will be part of our lineup, and then you get to choose the number of the jersey, and that number is going to be retired here on Steelers Talk. So you can have your very own jersey. We're going to be rotating jerseys throughout the year. A couple of our other channels here at Chat Sports does this. We want to implement it here at Steelers Talk. So if you want your very own customized Steelers jersey for me to wear here live on Steelers Talk every single week and get your number retired, go ahead, get it, or go to my Venmo. I am at Jack-Sperry on Venmo, and send in that $500 super chat if you so choose. All right, so go in the comment section right now and grade the Steelers' moves so far in NFL free agency. They've made 5 moves. Grade it for me. A, B, C, D, or F. Get those red pens out. I want to see you guys in the chat right now. Get those grades in there. Pow1908 says B. Arthur says B. Theo says B as well. Shoot Canada says B. Connor says B. Noah says B. Truth Teller, Brand Piper, he puts in Bobby Wagner. Teens says B minus. Matt Hyde says B. Chase Jackson B. It seems like guys are. It seems like the optimism's high here. It seems like people are liking the moves, but maybe there's not that super splashy move that takes it into the A category. I would probably agree with this. I would probably actually give it an A minus. I would give it an A minus because I really like the moves that they've made. You know, they haven't added like a superstar talent or anything like that, but I think it's very solid moves. They're filling holes on their roster, and I think that they're doing a very good job at building this team to be a competitor in 2023. You don't need superstar talent in free agency, guys. The Steelers already have some really good players. I think George Pickens is going to really have a breakout 2023 campaign. Kenny Pickett's coming into his sophomore season. Hopefully he can blossom. Then you got, of course, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Minkah Fitzpatrick, all this star talent. You just need solid starters, and that's exactly what the Steelers have done. By the way, down there, that's my Venmo, so if you want to send in that $500 super chat, get that customized jersey for us to have on the show here, you can do that right away. And I'm really excited to see what the Steelers are going to be able to do. And right now, you've probably heard on the channel, if you've been watching the videos this week, that we have a special subscriber promotion here on the channel. Right now, if we get up to 1,000 new subscribers this week, so Monday through Sunday night, if we can get to 1,000 new subs on the channel by Sunday night, we're going to do a jersey raffle here on the show. On me, I'm going to be paying for it. It's on my dime. If we can get to 1,000 new subscribers, guys, and we're only 600 away just in 3 days. We have got to 400 new subs. We are right on track. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is the perfect time. Lower that number there. Try to get us closer to 1,000 subs this week. And like I said, guys, if you do so, you might have a shot to win a Steelers jersey of your own 100%, or just next week. We're probably going to be doing it on next week's live show, actually. It's going to be a ton of fun. So if you want a chance to win that Steelers jersey, click that subscribe button for me right now. And we got another super chat here from Young Noticeable 25, who says, get rid of Jack and Witherspoon, bring Bobby. All right, so he's talking about Bobby Wagner there. And right now, I'm not sure if the Steelers have enough money to go get Bobby Wagner. Right now, it seems like the reports are saying that he's either going to pick the Raiders or he's going to pick the Buffalo Bills. So I think after the signing of Cole Holcomb, the Steelers are done looking for linebackers. I think that they're going to keep Myles Jack this year. I think they're going to keep Ahkello Witherspoon, and I don't think Bobby Wagner is anymore in the cards. Yesterday would have been a different story if you would have put this in there, but I think now that you added Holcomb, I think that the Steelers are done in terms of inside linebacker moves. So on today's show, we're about to get into a free agency recap here of all the moves that the Steelers have made throughout free agency. If breaking news hits here during the show, we are going to be covering it here live. And then, of course, we got the Steelers Live mailbag. So if you have a Steelers question that you want me to answer, use hashtag Steelers. Use hashtag Steelers in the comment section. Or you can super chat, get your question, skip the line, get it at the top of the show. So we're going to be getting into this free agency recap right now, guys. Who is ready? Type me in the comment section right now if you are. Oh, we got a $10 super chat. We're going to be eating a wing here before this first segment. Not Webb's World puts in a $10 super chat. Let's bring that up right now. He asks, would you trade DJ and a second or third? to the Tennessee Titans for their 11th pick to get Jalen Carter or a left tackle and trade the 32 for a late first so you can have 3 firsts because Branch, JC, Addison, A+ first round. Now, Webb's World, you're not wrong. That would be an A+ first round. The problem is it's never going to happen, man. It's just not. I mean, I think that the Steelers are probably perfectly fine staying up there at 17. They might move up a couple of spots if there's just one of the offensive tackles that they like. I just don't think they're going to be doing what all those moves, all that movement. I just don't think it's possible. Jalen Carter did not have a great showing at his pro day today, by the way, so it's looking like even more likely that he is going to be falling. It's going to be very interesting. But first, guys, we are going to be spinning this wheel. Please do not land on EH. Extra hot. I do not want that. I want a nice bite of cane sauce right now, producer Jack. Let's spin that. Let's go. Oh my gosh, please no. Oh! Oh! Oh my! I almost shit my pants, man. I'm not gonna lie. All right, we're gonna take this bite. Thank you so much, Not Webb's World. Cheers. No, that chicken's a little cold at this point. All right. Jack, you want to give some shout-outs while I eat this here?
Yeah, let me get back up here for a second. Sure. All right, let's get some shout-outs here. Not Webb's World says, damn.
Yeah, oh my gosh, Not Webb's World. You almost got the extra hot on the first one, dude. All right, I'm good. All right, so we're going to be getting into this free agency recap right now. Get those super chats in there if you want to see us spin that wheel again after the break here. But first, let's get into this free agency recap. Welcome into Steelers Talk, Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry. Today, I'm going to be going over through day 3. So we're in day 3 of NFL free agency right now. I'm going to be breaking down everything that the Pittsburgh Steelers have done so far this offseason in just a second. First, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are doing a special promotion here on the channel this week at Steelers Talk, where if we get 1,000 new subscribers for NFL free agency, I am going to be giving away a free Steelers jersey via a raffle on next week's live show. So go ahead right now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead, click that subscribe button. We're only 600 away. We got a couple more days. We got until Sunday to get to that 1K mark. So we still got plenty of time, but we need your help. Click that subscribe button for me right now. So kind of that first big move that the Steelers made this offseason was to cut William Jackson III, and it really saved them a ton of money, $12.1 million, and this move made 100% sense to me. I just think that somebody that didn't play for the Steelers in 2022, sure, you traded for him, but you didn't trade much for him. It was a conditional 7th that ended up turning up to be nothing because he dealt with a back injury and he didn't play all year. He hasn't played high-level football in over 2 to 3 years now, so he's not somebody that's worth paying that kind of money to be your cornerback 1. I would much rather have a guy like Patrick Peterson, but we will get to him in just a second. Next guy up, the next guy that left, unfortunately, was Cameron Sutton, somebody that I really like as a player, someone that has inside-outside versatility. Really good player, man. Like at 5'11", 188 pounds, this guy can really wreak havoc either on the outside or the inside. He's a really good player, a good teammate, a great leader in the locker room, and the Lions picked him up for 3 years with a total of $33 million over those 3 years. So it seems like the Steelers never really truly considered paying Cam that kind of money. They offered him apparently nothing close to the actual amount he got from Detroit. So although it's sad to see him go, they did make a big addition, but we're going to get to that in just a second. First, grade the Steelers' moves in free agency thus far in NFL free agency. Give me an A, a B, a C, or a D in the comment section. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get an ad break, go ahead, go into the comment section, and answer today's question. So now let's get into Patrick Peterson, who is presumably going to be the next cornerback 1 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He signed a 2-year, $14 million deal with almost $6 million guaranteed over those 2 years. I think that this is a fantastic signing, man. Patrick Peterson, 6'1", 198 pounds, has been a number one cornerback in this league for a long time, including last season as a 32-year-old cornerback on a terrible defense, the Minnesota Vikings. He had 5 interceptions, and he had the second best coverage grade of his NFL career. Just imagine what that kind of player can do on a defense with T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, Cam Hayward, and who knows who else. Wreaking havoc on opposing quarterbacks. Patrick Peterson is a ball hawk. He can really turn the ball over. He's got great ball skills, great hands. He's got great ability to turn the ball over, and that's exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking for. Now, after that, the next day, they got busy again. They went after a guard here, Nate Herbig, 2 years, $8 million deal, $4 million guaranteed. I really like this, and what this really shows me, guys, is that Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers, is really trying to establish a power run game. Matt Canada has been traditionally more of a zone blocking, kind of a zone run scheme kind of guy. Towards the end of last year, Mike Tomlin said, you're switching it up, we're going more power. And it worked, man. Najee Harris really came into his own as a power back. And Nate Herbig, he's one of the least athletic offensive linemen in the National Football League. But that's okay because he's one of the best power blockers in the league. You're bringing him in to replace Kevin Dotson, in my opinion, and you're bringing him in to be that bull there on the offensive line, just pancaking dudes on the interior of the offensive line. Then right after we heard about Nate Herbig, we learned that the Steelers re-signed Damontae Kazee, a free safety, someone that I'm a really big fan of. Really played well for the Steelers when he came back from injury about midway through the season on a 2-year deal. We still don't know his full contract details in terms of money figures, but I'm guessing it's relatively cheap. He hasn't made a bunch of money throughout his career, but bringing him back to put him next to Minkah Fitzpatrick and maybe another safety, I guess we'll have to see on that. But I think that he's a great glue guy. I think he's a great locker room guy. I think he brings high energy to the field and to the locker room. Really like Damontae Kazee as a player here and somebody that can really be a mesh kind of player in that secondary. Then you go out and get the big ticket item here, and some people, this is the one that some Steelers fans are a bit lukewarm on. It's re-signing Larry Ogunjobi to almost $30 million per season. Now, he's going to be making $28.75 million over 3 years. The 6'3", 305-pound defensive tackle is going to be playing that 5 technique, 3-4 defensive end role that he played last year. He did it pretty darn well. Now, the big thing with Larry Ogunjobi is that he needs to stay healthy, plain simply, man. He's dealt with so many injuries, and when he's healthy, he's actually a really, really good player. So if he can stay healthy and he can play at the level that he was at before all of his injuries, man, this is going to turn out to be a really, really good signing. But if he continues to get hurt, if he continues to regress because of those injuries, this signing is going to look like a dud. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this one pans out. And then this morning, it broke. Cole Holcomb, the linebacker, formerly with the Washington Commanders, got a beautiful mullet on his head. 3-year deal. Still don't know the full details on the money figure there for Cole Holcomb. But, man, I really like the athleticism of this kid. He ran a 4.51 at the 2019 NFL Draft Combine. He was a 5th-round pick to Washington, and since then he's been a very solid starter. He's never really been a top 10 kind of linebacker in the league, but he'll be a top 20 guy for you, and that's what the Steelers need, right? You got star talent on your defense. You got T.J. Watt. You got Minkah Fitzpatrick. You got all these guys that can really affect the football. You just need somebody that can fly to the football in the run game, somebody that can tackle well. Cole Holcomb can do that for you. He did kind of deal with a foot injury last year, had season-ending foot injury in week 7 of last year's NFL season. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds to that and see if his speed decreases at all because of that. But I really like the signing. I think he's going to be a good starter for the Steelers. And, man, it's going to be great to see that mullet in black and gold. So let us know in the comment section right now what's been the best signing for the Pittsburgh Steelers so far in free agency. Was it Patrick Peterson? Was it Larry Ogunjobi? Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments section right now. So finally, we got some. I'm not sure if the Steelers are done, guys. That's kind of the point here. I think that the Steelers could be going after a couple of different players here, whether it be a nose tackle, whether it be a wide receiver. I think these are the 10 guys that the Steelers are the most likely to go grab here after they've made kind of their bigger signings. A'Shawn Robinson, Linval Joseph, two pros in this league that have done a really good job kind of stuffing the run. I think either one of those guys would be really good fits. You can get them on cheaper contracts. Jarvis Landry, give the Steelers a little bit of a different flavor in the slot. Guys, Calvin Austin is 5'9", 160 pounds. That's not going to move much in the run game on early downs. Jarvis Landry is somebody that's really, really strong. He's a good locker room guy and a veteran. I think he'd be a good fit. Then the big question with the Steelers, in my opinion, to this point is, are they going to sign another safety? There's some options out there like Terrell Edmonds, Adrian Amos, Rodney McLeod. There's some guys out there that the Steelers could get that have played in this league and have played well in this league. The question is, do they want Minkah Fitzpatrick to kind of go down into the box and be that strong safety with Damontae Kazee playing that true free safety next year? Or do they want to bring in another guy and bring back that 3 safety package that did so well in 2022? So now going back to the list here, Bud Dupree's another guy that they could go get to be that edge rusher. Andrew Van Ginkel from the Miami Dolphins, another good player that you could definitely come and go get if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bryce Callahan is a slot cornerback that formerly played with the Chargers. Really good player as well. With the leaving of Cam Sutton, you now have Arthur Maulet as your nickel back right now. Maybe the Steelers want to go get a different nickel back to kind of be that starter because Patrick Peterson is not going to be playing in the slot, or at least not that much. And then, of course, they could bring back fullback Derek Watt, fan favorite. Really like him as a player. If they could get him on a cheap deal, $1.52 million, I would certainly want to bring him back as well. So that's going to be it for my list. There is my complete list one more time of all of the Steelers free agency targets I think the Steelers could still sign at this point in NFL free agency. But let me know right now what you think. Who's the player that you think the Steelers should sign next? Is it a nose tackle? Is it maybe another linebacker? Do you want them to go get a slot corner? Let me know in the comment section right now who's the player that you want the Steelers to get after all these moves. All right, so we got a sub-read, or we got go ahead and subscribe to the channel, guys. Right now we got a special promotion, like I said. If we get to 1,000 new subs, we're only 600 subscribers away to get that Steelers jersey raffle here on Steelers Talk Live next week. So make sure to get that subscribe button clicked right now for me so you have that chance to win that Steelers jersey. All right, producer Jack. So next up, we got Steelers Live mailbag. I'm sure we got a lot of questions coming in. If you guys want to skip the line here and get your question at the top of the mailbag, you can go ahead and super chat right now. Or if you just want to put in a regular question, you can use hashtag Steelers along with your questions. We've had 3 super chats so far, and we have a great menu of super chat items to choose from. Any super chat's going to get a shout out and is going to get a question at the top of today's mailbag. Number of a $5 super chat is going to get your name here on the back of the Steelers sign. A $25 one is going to get you on the front where my name is at. And then $10, we're going to spin the wheel. I got chicken. I got hot sauces here. It's going to land on one of them, and I'm going to have to eat it. And if you want the extra hot, if you want me to suffer right now, put in a $50 super chat. I will eat the hottest hot sauce that we have right here. I really hope that doesn't happen, but for a $50 super chat, I will do it. We just got another super chat here from Not Webb's World, who just asked me, Jalen Carter or Broderick Jones? So this one's a tough one because Jalen Carter, man, he's a really, really freaking good player. But if Broderick Jones is there at 17, I'm guessing he's the last left tackle available that the Steelers like and that they would consider replacing Dan Moore Jr. with. So if I had a choice between these two, as crazy as it might sound, I'm going to go with Broderick Jones. Pretty much because I really hope that, well, I mean, this was a tough one, man. Like, if you think about it, like, Dan Moore Jr., could he be a pretty decent left tackle in this league? Maybe. But, I mean, he's had a couple years now. He hasn't looked necessarily the part. I would love to get a left tackle, but, man, Jalen Carter is just one heck of a talent. So right now, I'm going to go Broderick Jones. But, man, it's close, and I certainly understand the arguments for Jalen Carter there, man. So, again, put those super chats in right now. We're going to be doing a live mailbag here in just 1 second. And let me know right now in the comments section. We're going to be doing some shout-outs here. Who's your all-time favorite Steeler? All right, not the best all-time Steeler. Who's your favorite Steeler of all time? For me personally, I think my favorite's Troy Polamalu, man. I think that he just encapsulates everything that the Pittsburgh Steelers are about. I think the instincts, the toughness, the hair, man. I mean, the dude was just elite in every single aspect. I love the number 243. That's my all-time favorite Steeler. There's a lot to choose from. Let's see what you guys think. Not Webb's World says Troy. Bill Jennings says Jack Lambert. Not Webb's World says Troy. Chase Jackson says Troy. Trey Robeson says Troy. Lots of Troys in here, man. CM Punk says George Pickens already, man. I love it. Theo, I don't know how to say that last name for sure. Troy. Matt Hyde says the bus. That's a good one. Couple of buses in there. Mike is also saying the bus. Not Webb's World. Troy again. Connor Dillon. George Pickens. DGV. Yeah, you can't have this conversation without Mean Joe Green, man. I'm glad that somebody put Mean Joe Green in there. Then you got Caleb Ebel Franco. That's another really great one, man. I mean, may rest in peace, dude. Like, seriously, the Franco's Italian Army is the picture, my profile picture on Twitter, man. I really love me some Franco Harris. Then we got Zach McKnight, Hines Ward, Young Noticeable says Ward as well. Hines Ward's great, man. I love him. He's the head coach of an XFL team. I can't remember which one it is, but producer Jack's checking on that right now. I think he's somewhere in Texas. He's somewhere close to us, I think. Then we got DGV says also. Yeah, that's right, the Brahmas. It's such a weird name. But anyway, Dominic Schrader says Shazier. I mean, Shazier, man. I mean, what happened to Ryan Shazier was just a straight-up tragedy, man. He was such a good player. It was at the height of his prime, and it was just all taken from him, man. So that's not a bad one ever. Connor Dillon says Devin Bush. Okay, I'm not sure if that one's serious or not. Probably not. And then you got Frank Campbell said, nobody said Ben. That is true. No one said Big Ben Roethlisberger. And I haven't seen a lot of Terry Bradshaw's in here either. It's a lot of Troy Polamalu, man. I think Troy Polamalu, somebody that, just encapsulates what it means to be a Steeler. He's hard-nosed, blue-collar guy, hard worker. All right, so we haven't gotten any more Super Chats here. So we're going to move right on to today's mailbag. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got a goal this week, 1,000 new subscribers over the first 2 days and a half. We've already gotten to 400, but we still have to get that last 600. We're down the home stretch here, guys. If we can get 600 more subscribers by Sunday night, we will be doing a Steelers jersey raffle here on the show next week. So if you want a shot to win that, go ahead, click that subscribe button right now. I really appreciate you guys. We're about to get into this live mailbag here. Jack, we got a lot of good questions coming up here. All right. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I'm going to give out some more shout-outs here. Let's see. All right, Jack. All right, Jack's ready, guys. Let's get into today's Steelers mailbag. Welcome into the show, Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry. This is Steelers Talk. Today, I'm going to be answering all of your burning questions surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers as we are in the thick of NFL free agency. We got some great questions to get to today. So without further ado, let's jump right into the first question that comes from Young Noticeable 25, who says, get rid of Jack and Witherspoon and bring Bobby, and he means Bobby Wagner there. Now, if this happened yesterday, right? So yesterday meaning Tuesday, I would have been 100% on board. I was big time into go get Bobby Wagner camp. But this morning, Wednesday morning, they went out and got linebacker Cole Holcomb. I don't think that the Steelers are going to part ways with Myles Jack. He didn't have a great 2022 season, and you can definitely argue that he's not worth the money that he is going to be making in 2023. But I think the Steelers are going to honor their commitment to him. He's going to be back next year alongside Cole Holcomb. And then Ahkello Witherspoon, somebody that actually played at an extremely high level to close out the 2021 season, came back in 2022, had a major hamstring injury and just wasn't the same after that. Played terribly when he was in the lineup, and man, it's just tough. Now he's a really athletic freak when he's healthy. He's probably one of the most inconsistent cornerbacks in the league. But I think that he has a chance to really blossom in 2023. I think the Steelers are going to give him a shot to win that second outside cornerback role alongside Patrick Peterson. Next question comes from Not Webb's World, who says, would you trade DJ and a second or a third to Tennessee for their 11th pick to get Jalen Carter or a left tackle, then trade 32 for a late first, so you can have 3 firsts because Branch, Jalen Carter, Addison, A+ first round. And yes, this would be an A+ first round. I mean, you get Kenny Pickett, his #1 college weapon. You get arguably the best pass rusher from the interior in this draft class in Jalen Carter. And then you get Brian Branch, the most versatile defensive or secondary weapon in this year's draft class. So that would be an A+++ draft. The problem is this isn't going to happen, man. It's just not. The Steelers are going to probably stay put at 17. And then if there's one offensive tackle that they like that's left in around like the 14, 15 range, they might move up a couple of spots. That's about it. And then if all those tackles are taken, and then all the cornerbacks they like are taken, and all the wide receivers they like are taken at 17, they're going to move down. So that's kind of the way that I think that they're looking at it. They're targeting offensive tackle, in my opinion. I mean, it'd be really nice to have Brian Branch or Jalen Carter as well, but I really think that they're going to be targeting one of those top 3 offensive tackles in this year's draft class. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Right now, we are the fastest growing Pittsburgh Steelers channel on YouTube, and there's a reason for that, guys. We keep things fun here. We got we have live shows here for the Steelers every single week, and we're doing a special promotion right now where if we get to 1,000 subscribers by Sunday night, we are going to have a jersey raffle. So if you're watching this here, first time watching the show, haven't clicked that subscribe button yet, go ahead, do that for me right now. And then if you're watching this and it's not Wednesday, then that means that you're not watching it during the live show, which means you can't send in a super chat. If you still want to send in money to the channel and get your question on next week's show, you can send us a super thanks. Now, super thanks is a special feature here on YouTube that allows you to donate outside of live videos. You can click the thanks icon. It looks like that heart with the money sign in the middle. We really appreciate any kind of support that you can give to the channel. If you have a question that you want to get on next week's Steelers live show, go ahead, do that in the comments right now. Next question comes from Caleb Ebel, who asks, how much faith do you have in Calvin Austin on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm going to put my confidence in him at about a 7. Now, that might be a little bit low to the people that really, really like Calvin Austin, but the fact of the matter is there's not a whole lot of receivers at his size that end up making it in the National Football League, man. Like, he is 5'9", about 160 pounds. He's coming off of a foot injury, a major one that took him out for the entire season. You know, there's definitely some doubt there, but his tape at Memphis in college was fantastic. He's explosive as all get out. He can be a real special teams weapon as well. I really like him as a player. I'm optimistic, but I'm cautiously optimistic about Calvin Austin III. Wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if the Steelers add kind of a bigger slot receiver to kind of give them a different flavor at that slot position this offseason. So go ahead, go into the comments section right now and grade the signing of Patrick Peterson. The first move that they made all offseason was to go get their new cornerback 1 for 2023. Grade it for me in the comment section right now with an A, B, C, D, or F. This is the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get an ad break, go into the comment section, find that pinned comment. It'll be right there at the top, and answer today's question. And my grade for this, guys, is going to be an A. I think Patrick Peterson is a fantastic fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a ball hawk with great ball skills and hands. He's got great body control. This guy's an interception machine when he gets the opportunity. And this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, as we know, led the league in interceptions last year. They're going to give him opportunities to get interceptions. I would expect him to have at least 5 interceptions, the same amount that he had this year, next year. Because, I mean, he had 5 interceptions on one of the worst defenses in the National Football League last year. Just imagine what he's going to do on the Steelers defense with Minkah Fitzpatrick, Cameron Hayward, TJ Watt, all these guys wreaking havoc. It's really going to affect the way that Patrick Peterson is able to affect the football and turn the ball over. I think Patrick Peterson is a fantastic fit for this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and it really shows that this Steelers front office values high-end ball skills, which Patrick Peterson definitely does at 33 years old. Next question comes from Not Webb's World, who asked Jalen Carter or Broderick Jones. Now, this one's a tough one, but I'm going to go with Broderick Jones here. If I had the choice between the two of them. Now, I know what you're saying. Jack, Jalen Carter is one of the top players in this year's draft class, and that's true. But we also know that he has some major legal issues right now. We also know that he did not perform well at his pro day today. Came out 9 pounds heavier than he was at the combine just a couple of weeks ago, and he had to stop the position drills this year because he was too tired. Like that concerns me a ton, man. With those two combination, with that 1-2 punch of concern, I would rather go with the guy, Broderick Jones. I think is the perfect fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers at left tackle. And I think that there's actually a decent chance that he makes it to the Steelers at number 17. I think that he's an excellent player, an excellent run blocker. He's a mauler. He's very athletic. He's got long arms. He's got all the stuff that you look for, guys. And right now, I think that number one priority for the Steelers, you already have a great pass rush, so you don't really need Jalen Carter, but you do need to protect your quarterback in Kenny Pickett, who's trying to make that ascension to be a franchise quarterback in this league. So in my opinion, just on a positional basis, I think Broderick Jones has much more to offer. So coming up here, I'm going to answer more of your questions, but first let's have a word from our sponsor at Athletic Greens. I drink AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day, and I love it. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted more sustained energy throughout my day and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. AG1 combines all of your key health products in one convenient and tasty beverage. And in my line of work, guys, sometimes you have to put in those long hours, especially this week. So AG1 helps me feel energized and sharp so I can be at my best no matter how busy my schedule gets. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix one small scoop of AG1 with 12 ounces of water and drink it first thing each morning. Done. Simple. Easy. I also like that it costs less than $3 a day, which is definitely less than the Starbucks you're drinking every single morning. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients, which is a win-win for you and your health. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplemental routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check it out. The link is in the description and comments of today's video. All right, so now let's get to that next question here. It comes from Snowman, who asks, who do the Steelers sign next? And it's a $5 super chat, so Snowman is going to get his name on the Steelers Talk Live sign. Producer Jack says he's going to remember, so let me answer this question here. Who do the Steelers sign next? If I would have to choose one player that the Steelers could sign next, it would probably be a nose tackle, A'Shawn Robinson or Linval Joseph. Both of them are solid pros that have been in the league for a long time. A'Shawn Robinson's going to cost you about $3 million per season. Linval Joseph about 1.5. I think if you can solidify the defensive line here for the Steelers, I think that would be really good. Some other good options. Jarvis Landry as a slot receiver to go along with Calvin Austin III. Bryce Callahan is a nickel cornerback there instead of Arthur Maulet. Bud Dupree is another player that is still available for the Steelers to grab as a rotational pass rusher to kind of give TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith some relief. And then also the big question is going to be, are the Steelers going to go and get another safety after already signing Damontae Kazee? You got a couple good options there with Terrell Edmonds, Adrian Amos, and Rodney McLeod. One of those guys can really come in my opinion, be a solid starter, and you can come in, play with Minkah Fitzpatrick and Damontae Kazee and form a fantastic 3-safety package that we saw last season with Edmonds in the mix. It was fantastic for the Steelers. It really allowed them to vary their looks, and it really culminated in some success. I would love to see that implemented again next season. Next question comes from Not Webb's World with a $2 super chat, who says, what's your thoughts on Rajon Wright from OSU? I think that he's a really good player. I think that he's somebody that's kind of more of a late round kind of guy at the cornerback position, but he's somebody that I think could be a bit of a sleeper. I'm seeing him a lot in Steelers mock drafts. I think he's got a good press man profile, but maybe not the fastest guy in the world. I think he's a very good player at the end of the day. Bit risky, but I think that if you grab him maybe 6th, 7th round and, you want to get another cornerback to add to your cornerback room. I think the Steelers are going to be taking a cornerback on day 2. So will they take another one later in the draft? Maybe not, but I guess we will see because he is a pretty darn good player and probably a sleeper, one of my top sleepers in this year's draft class. Then we got a question from Matt Hyde who asked, #Steelers, with the Peterson signing, do you think with the first 2 picks they will go corner and safety? I could see Porter Jr. and Branch. So Matt, no, I think they're going to go off. I think they're going to want to go offensive tackle with their first pick. They've talked with 3 guys, Peter Skoronski, Paris Johnson Jr., and Broderick Jones. Those were the only 3 tackles at the NFL Combine that they met with formally, which tells me that they are targeting offensive tackle in round 1. Now, if all 3 of those guys are off the board, then I think Brian Branch is definitely on the table, especially if they don't sign another safety in free agency. Because Brian Branch, he can do whatever you want him to do, man. You can play in the nickel. He can play at strong safety. I think he can play at free safety. I think he can even play a little bit of outside corner if you really want to screw with some offenses. I think that he's a really good player. He's a Swiss Army knife. And, him next to Minkah Fitzpatrick it opens up so many opportunities defensively for Mike Tomlin. So if all 3 of the offensive tackle prospects are gone, then Brian Branch becomes a possibility. And same thing with Porter Jr., but I just don't think they're going to go Porter Jr. and Branch at 17 and then at 32. So was signing Larry Ogunjobi a good move for the Pittsburgh Steelers? I want to know this question. I've been seeing this debate on Steelers Twitter over the last 24 hours. It has been raging. I want to hear your opinion on this. Type hell yes or hell no. Was re-signing Larry Ogunjobi a good move for the Steelers? For me, I think that we'll see on that one because Larry Ogunjobi, when he's healthy, he is a very, very good player, man. Like, really, really good. And at the contract that they got him for, like $10 million per season, that's less than half what the big names, the big name defensive tackles got this year. Deron Payne got $22 million per season. Javon Hargrave got a bag, right? These guys, these high-end defensive tackle free agents got more than double the amount that we paid Ogunjobi. But at the same time, $10 million is a lot to spend on somebody that graded about league average according to Pro Football Focus grading last year. He's always hurt, so it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. If he stays healthy and he plays well, this is going to be a fantastic deal. Omar Khan is going to look like a genius. If not, this is going to be a dud, and it's really going to hurt the Steelers in the long run. So the next question comes from Truth Teller Brand Piper, who says, "Go get Eckler, man." Oh my goodness! Like I'm not even sure what a trade package for Eckler would look like. Like they would probably have to trade one of their running backs, probably Najee Harris, maybe even Jalen Warren too. And then they'd have to give up multiple firsts, well, not multiple firsts, he's a running back, but it'd be interesting to see what a trade package would look like with Eckler because Eckler's one of those tough ones because running backs, just generally speaking, they're very replaceable. They're not very valuable in terms of like positional value. And, because of that, if they get traded, they don't get traded for very much. Like teams know that they're replaceable. There's a lot of good running backs in this year's free agency class. There's lots of good running backs in this year's draft class, and they're a hell of a lot cheaper than Austin Eckler. But at the same time, Austin Eckler did lead the league in total touchdowns last season. If he became a Pittsburgh Steeler, I'd probably lose my mind. But I probably think it's unlikely, truth be told, Truth Teller Brand Piper. Next question comes from FX, who asked, would you bring Ezekiel Elliott in to train Jalen or Najee as a mentor? Now, I think, to me, no, I'm not. I think that Najee Harris is perfectly suffices as a power back. I think at this point in his career, Ezekiel Elliott, all he is a good power back. He can get you first downs on 3rd and short, and he can get you touchdowns in goal line situations. But Najee Harris can do that stuff for you too. He showed it in the second half of last season. So Ezekiel Elliott, bringing him in for what he wants to be paid, I just don't think it's really worth it. I think he wants to go somewhere that he's going to play. I don't think that he would play much in Pittsburgh because I think Najee Harris and Jalen Warren have a really good thing going. So I think he's probably going to go elsewhere, but it's an interesting idea. Next question comes from W. Repulse, who says, should the Steelers use Myles Jack in a trade with our 17th pick to get a starting left tackle in the draft and go get Bobby Wagner to replace Myles Jack and have Bobby Wagner and Cole together? Now, I would love this, man. I think that I would love this move. The problem is I don't think the Steelers are even considering this. I think that they kind of like Myles Jack. I think they liked him when they signed him last season. And I think there's a possibility that they give him an extension to lower his cap hit. But I think at the end of the day, he's still going to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers next season. But as for if I would make this move, 100%, man. Now, do other teams view Myles Jack and his massive contract for a linebacker as an asset? Not too sure about that, but I'm not sure if any first-round team would accept that trade. But, I mean, if some sucker was willing to take it, I would absolutely take advantage of it. So if you're excited for Pittsburgh Steelers football in 2023, after they've added Patrick Peterson and Nate Herbig and have re-signed Larry Ogunjobi, I'm so excited, guys. If you're as excited as I am, for Pittsburgh Steelers football in 2023, competing in the AFC North. Make sure to smash that thumbs up icon right now. It's a free and easy way to help out the channel. I sincerely appreciate the support. I will see you guys later. Peace. All right, so we're at the end of our cuts right now, Producer Jack. We don't have a third segment today. We wanted to just kind of hang out a little bit here and see if you guys have anything that you guys want to do. Yes, so we have to put a name on the sign now. So we got Snowman getting his name on the sign. And if you want to get your name on the sign, you can send in a $5 super chat, or if you want it to get your name on the front, you can put in a $25 super chat. Snowman. He's on there. Perfect. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, my man. We got chicken here. We got hot sauces. $10 will buy you a spin at the wheel, where we have a number of different selections here. We got cane sauce, we got mango habanero, and extra hot, that one slice there.
I love how, with the colors and stuff, it looks like a nuclear sign. So it's like, with the hot sauce, it's like, you picking up what I'm putting down here?
Yeah.
Like the radioactive sign?
Yeah, it kind of does, man. I do not handle heat well, guys. I just don't. I never eat spicy food. And right now you guys are letting me off the hook here. So, I mean, if you guys want to send in $10 or if you want to send in a $50, I will eat the extra spicy stuff, which I really don't want to do. But man, I mean, like I said, guys, the more we super chat here, we're going to put up about a 5-minute shot clock here. We need to get some supers in the chat here if we want to keep the stream going. So if you want to keep talking Steelers, you want to keep putting in your questions via super chat, we will answer those questions here at the end of the show. And you can select from any one of these excellent items right here, guys. And again, a $500 Venmo to Jack Sperry will get you a customized jersey that I will wear on the show every single week for Steelers Live. Once we get a couple of them, we're going to start rotating them. But if you want a rotating jersey in our lineup here for Steelers Talk Live and get a number permanently retired, go ahead and send me a $500 super chat, or not a super chat, a Venmo at Jack Sperry. So spam Pitt in the chat right now for a shout out. We're going to give some shout outs here. Get those super chats in there if you want to keep the stream alive. Type Pitt, guys. I want to give some shout outs here.
I've been told by the bosses, our boss James Yoder, his office is right next to our studio. He's telling us we got a hard cut at 5 p.m., which is in less than 10 minutes, unless we get the super chats rolling in. If that's the case, we can keep going. If not, we got a hard cut in like 8-9 minutes.
Yeah, guys, we got 9 minutes. We're on a 9-minute shot clock here. We got to get to at least $100 in super chat revenue here. So we got $75 to go. We're only at 86 likes right now. Our goal, we got 200 people watching in the chat right now. If we can get that up to, what do we say? Yeah, let's get up to 100 right now. If we get up to 100 likes right now, guys, I'm gonna have some of this spicy mango habanero sauce. Deal. All right, we'll spin the wheel if we get to 100 likes. We got 194 people in there right now. If you click that like button right now, one step closer. Oh, that's right. Okay, so we got David Henneke, Bill Jennings, James Miner, Cassie Voth. Babe, welcome to the chat. That's my girlfriend, man. Cavalier Fromage. Amos Kazuli, hope I'm saying that right, my dude. Joseph Donnelly, Trey Roberson, Daniel Parker, Truth Teller, Brand Piper, TMT Chris, Not Webb's World, Liam Stubbings, Juan Vargas, Amped Life. I hope I'm saying that right, my guy. We got 2 more likes. Who's gonna get Amped Life? Yes, I think you are right there. Okay, okay. We got 2 more likes right now before we can spin the wheel again here. Click that subscribe. Click that like button.
If you guys don't want to pay for a wheel spin, like the video, because we're giving you a free wheel spin for 2 more likes. That's what we're doing.
We got there. All right. We got a $5 super chat too. Let's go to that first before we spin the wheel. Snowman asks, what offensive lineman do the Steelers go after in the draft? I think either one of Peter Skoronski Paris Johnson Jr., or Broderick Jones. I think those are the three guys that they met with formally in Indianapolis at the Combine. Those are the guys that they like, and those are the guys that they think are worth the pick. I think they like Dan Moore Jr. I think they're fine with Dan Moore Jr., but if they can get a premier left tackle prospect in the draft, they're also okay replacing him. But I think it's got to be one of those top three guys, or I think they're probably going to be okay rolling with Dan Moore Jr. in 2023. Thank you so much, Snowman, for your $5 super chat. You got your name on the sign here. We're going to spin the wheel here. Please do not be extra spicy, man. Please don't be extra spicy. All right, we're again a $10 super chat. Gonna keep this a wheel of death going for me. Oh no. Oh, I got lucky again. Guys. Let's go. All right, got some cane sauce here. Give some shout outs while I eat.
Yeah, here we go. Let's get some pitch shout outs. We already shouted out Amped Life. Mark Tennant, CM Punk, Elite Hayden. Anthony says we need a nose tackle. Teen says Pit Gang. Get some more.
Oh my gosh, guys. Like, this chicken is actually not good anymore.
All right, let's do.
It's getting cold.
Let's do.
Guys, we got 5 minutes here. We got $30 in chat and super chat revenue. We got to get up to $100 here. Okay, we're gonna do. Oh yeah, Jack's a big movie guy here, guys. So, Jack, we have a little bit of a disagreement on this, I think. Are Marvel movies good or bad? Let me know in the comments section right now. G for good, B for bad.
Well, what do you think?
I think they're bad now.
Like, okay, so
I think after Endgame, it took a major step backwards.
So that's the timeline we're talking here.
Yes,
because,
we're talking after Endgame.
Okay.
Modern Marvel movies.
That's what modern means.
Yes,
is after Endgame.
She-Hulk was terrible.
I haven't seen She-Hulk. My opinion is there's a few good ones. I really enjoyed Eternals, which a lot of people really didn't like, but I really enjoyed Eternals. I liked Shang-Chi. I thought that was a great Marvel movie. I'm really looking forward to Guardians Volume 3, which comes out in May. I think that's going to be really good.
That might be the only one I go see. I haven't seen Ant-Man. It
was fun.
I've lost interest in Marvel movies right now, man. Like, I saw the shows, and Loki was okay.
Loki's great. I loved Loki.
I thought it was okay. I know I'm trying to draw you off sides right now.
You're not going to.
I can see the steam coming out of your eyes.
Not
all right,
today.
Guys, we got 4 minutes to get that super chat revenue up to $100, or we are going to wrap it up for the day, guys. We got a bunch of great items on the super chat menu. You guys are letting me off the hook here, man. I'm telling you, we got the extra hot spicy stuff. I tried to get Jack to do this with me, kind of like, get that camaraderie going, but he's like, nah, man.
I got a weak stomach, man. And we're in the middle of free agency. I can't be risking that.
Yeah, that's right,
You don't want to know about that.
No, you don't. No, we really, really don't. But, hey, if you put in a $50 super chat right now, gets really, really close to that 100 mark, and I have to eat a super spicy bite of a chicken strip, man. Like, I really don't want to do that.
Let's do a deal. Let's do a deal with them.
Yeah, let's do a deal.
If we get to $100 total, we're already at 30.
Oh, no.
You have to take a bite of an extra spicy. Just a bite. You have to take a bite.
All right.
$100 total in super chats.
Yeah, if we can get to $100 total in super chat revenue, right now we're about $31. I will take a bite of the extra spicy stuff. But I mean, I hate spicy stuff, guys. I never eat it. I hate it. But for you guys, I'm willing to do it. This is your chance to get it done. So if you send in a super chat here, get up to $100. If everybody sends in like a $2 super chat, $5 super chat, we're gonna be good. Plus, you get the name on the sign here.
If someone was to send in like a 50 to get us close, and then someone goes over the 100,
oh my God,
that's 2 bites. That's 2 spicies.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, yeah. I mean, I made a deal. Right now we're on the clock though. We got 2 minutes here. Oh my goodness.
We'll do a few
I'm getting nervous. I'm getting a little nervous here.
I think you might be okay, but we'll see. A few shout outs on the Marvel weigh-in. Amped Life says B, Bill Jennings says B, Snowman says G, Anthony says G. SR says Marvel has played. I've heard those arguments. We'll see what happens with all the Kang stuff and the multiverse stuff. I'm interested. Cautiously optimistic. That's what I'll say.
I'm done. Like, I'm off the boat, man. I'm off the Marvel ship. Endgame was a perfect ending.
Hey.
And like, I know you agree with that. And like everything that they've done since then, I've been so disappointed.
I see the potential in some of their projects. Because I go because like I love it so much, but like I also have gotten fatigued. I've talked about it numerous times. Oh, okay, here we go. We got a super chat.
We got another super chat from not Webb's World here. Been the super chat MVP today. Who now says DJ is mid. Gotta go to work. Now I know that not Webb's World's not a big fan of Damontae Johnson. He wants him gone. A lot of Steelers fans are unhappy with Damontae Johnson right now. But I think that he's somebody that the Steelers really like because he's an elite route runner. Now, he's not an elite wide receiver one. There is a difference, right? He's not big. He has concentration drops. He's not a great red zone threat or anything like that. But on third down, when lots of NFL defenses go and play man coverage and they send blitzes, you need that guy in your lineup that can consistently get open, and Damontae Johnson does that better than just about anybody in the National Football League, in my opinion. The numbers show that last year, by the way. He was a top 5 ranked wide receiver in the entire league by ESPN Analytics last season. Somebody that really helped the Steelers on third down, really helped Kenny Pickett's development there in the second half of the season. I think that with Matt Canada coming back next year, not really bringing a ton of creativity to the passing game, you're going to want that guy, that get open receiver, to win you matchups on third down. So I have to disagree with you there. Now, Webb's World, I think that DJ is a good receiver, if not an elite receiver, and I think that he's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler in 2023. All right, guys, it's.
Here's what we're going to do, okay?
Right, listen to Jack here, guys.
So we've hit the 5-minute mark, and we've hit the 5 p.m. Central Time mark. I've been told we can give them 2 more minutes.
Oh my gosh! All right, so we got a 2-minute shot clock.
I'm going to put up the stopwatch. 2 minutes, and that's it. That is a hard it. That's it.
Yep.
All right.
And I see Not Webb's World in the chat right now. He says 0 touchdowns, and yes, man, it was really a bizarre season for Damontae Johnson, man. Like, he had by far the most catches and the most yards of any receiver in NFL history to not have a touchdown. Like, it was just one of those really weird scenarios. I don't think that that's going to be indicative of his game moving forward. Now, he's not a great red zone threat, right? But the Steelers' offense, being as good as they were on third down last season, was so much in favor, or so much because of Damontae Johnson, man. Damontae Johnson, like I said, one of the best get open guys in the National Football League, in my opinion. I think he's a fantastic guy in those scenarios. And like I said, Kenny Pickett needs that guy on third down with the blitzes coming, with teams playing man coverage. You need a guy that can win in those situations. Damontae Johnson can be that. And then you got George Pickens and Pat Freiermuth to get you those touchdowns in the red zone. So I guess that's where I'll leave that argument there for you. Not Webb's World. So we got the clock ticking here.
1 minute remaining. We're halfway there.
We got 1 minute remaining. Is somebody going to come in and save the stream here? Ugh. So, Jack, what'd you think of the Oscars the other day? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once seemed to really take everything.
Swept. Got 7 awards, which was crazy. But that movie was one of the best movies of the year, objectively. So, I'm very happy. There are a few things I was not happy with, particularly with Best Original Score. Like that category in particular just pissed me off for a few reasons. Well, John Williams didn't win. No, he didn't win.
Oh, he didn't win. I didn't watch him.
All Quiet on the Western Front won.
I mean, great movie.
Great movie.
But, like, score?
Babylon's score is the best score of the year objectively.
Yeah,
and it didn't win.
I would agree with that.
I thought it was fine. I had a good time watching it. I love the Oscars every year. It is what it is.
All right, so I'm going to answer a couple questions I see in the chat right now, and then we're gonna wrap up. So we're gonna wrap up the show here. I'm going to answer a couple more questions here that I see in the chat. I see what do you think of Adam Thielen? Adam Thielen, man, I think that he's a good player. I think he's signing with Carolina, though. I think he already signed with Carolina. Oh, that's right. So Thielen is going to Carolina for a visit. Probably going to sign with them if I would have to guess. He's a good player, big slot player. I think he'd be a good fit for the Steelers. The problem is he's going to be too expensive. He's going to be asking for like $10 million per season. And he's gotten old. He's gotten slow. His separation numbers have gone way down from his previous years. And to be honest with you, for $10 million, I'm not making that move whatsoever because you're going to have to make some serious cuts if you are the Steelers. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's show. I appreciate every single one of you that came in there and super chatted and put your question in the chat and just stuck around for the whole time, man. So if you're a true Yinzer, you made it throughout the entire stream here, go ahead, type Yinzer for life in the chat here before we wrap things up. All right, guys, I appreciate the heck out of you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Again, guys, 1,000 new subs on the channel this week. We're going to be doing a jersey raffle on the show next week on me. Go ahead, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you, Steeler Nation. I will see you guys tomorrow.